Liberative Journeys. I am Robin Butler. My guest today is CJ Bigelow. Welcome to the show, CJ.
Thank you.
CJ, you and your husband Mike support youth to come to the programs here, where we're recording, at O&O. You are a hostess of these teachings back in the United States. Previously, you've worked as a script supervisor for many years in the movie industry in Los Angeles, and you discovered Kundalini Yoga.
I did.
I've also done Kundalini Yoga. It's something we've both done. How did you get into it? And is it something you still practice?
I discovered it in 1997, and I was not on any kind of spiritual journey then. I was pretty asleep. And the yoga, the Kundalini Yoga, there's so much breath work in that. It really started waking me up. And things started firing. I became more conscious of, at first it was like making me more conscious of how I was actually breathing, what I was eating, how I was being in the world, if I was agitated or happy, or I started just to have some more awareness with it. And then, funny enough, I was so enamored with it. I was like, I think I'm really going to like this lifestyle. And I was thinking about, you have to tell me if you don't want me to say this, but I'm just going to tell you what's happened.
It's your journey.
Okay. So I went to talk to this Indian man whose name is Yogi Bhajan, who brought it over to the United States.
I recognize his name from, yeah.
Did you learn it through Guru Singh? Is that who you met?
No, but I've heard, I think her music, right?
No, it's a man, Guru Singh.
Oh, Guru Man's, okay.
But maybe Sanatam Kaur is who you're thinking of. She
I think
really
so.
has amazing music.
Yeah.
So I won't go into that story. But anyway, yes, I became a Kundalini Yoga teacher, and I taught prenatal yoga to women who are, pregnant. And I love that. And then I got pregnant with our third child, and I took a break for 4 years. And actually, during that period, I met Sri Amit and Bhagwan and was introduced to Krishnaji and Pritaji's work at OA. And so I sort of shifted focus over there,
Right.
over here. Yeah.
So what was it like? I was also at OA and have done some courses there. How was that like for you, learning the teachings of Krishnaji and Pritaji and diving into that world?
Well, I have to be honest with you. At first, I was so dependent on my relationship with the divine about giving me what I was asking for. This was sort of how I had been trained, and I really was taught how to pray, know. And what I noticed when I met Pritaji and Krishnaji is I wasn't taking responsibility for my state. And what they teach, or this is what I've heard from the teachings, is just if you really want to live in a beautiful state, which beautiful state can mean calm, peaceful, happy, joyous, all those positive ones. It's just noticing really when you're not, and pausing, and just checking in with yourself. Oh, where is that coming from? Oh, the past. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's the fear of the future. And then you realize that it's I'm afraid. And so what you notice in the thoughts is this constant I. And I was so habituated to that way of thinking that I didn't realize that it was this disease of self-obsession. I just didn't call it that. I just was ignorant to it.
Yeah.
It was so natural to think that way. And when Krishnaji was like, it's such a waste of time to be self-obsessed. I was like, yeah, you're right. It is. It doesn't get anything done. It doesn't accomplish what I want in my life, which is like to have this happy, healthy, holy family life. Holy as in like hold things sacred. Like the stages my children go through, or how the nature of my husband. You know, that was my focus, because I'm, you know, a wife and a mother and a daughter and a sister. You know, but it was really that I wanted this really healthy, happy family that got me going, oh, this really works for that. Yeah.
It's really, really, really fun to hear. And now you're bringing people to do some of the courses here, supporting them, coming from the States, and the WICM courses.
Yeah, that's a big
I've experienced
favorite.
them, and I've had a great time
Yeah.
during those courses. So they feel like they've been healing. How is it supporting the youth, some of the youth from the States to come here? What challenges do they have coming to like India?
Well, you know, mostly it's a couple things. One is kids don't know that there's a program here. So that part of it's education, that there's something happening here that's really dynamic and really cool and transformative for their lives. I mean, these teachings, as you know, Pritaji, Krishnaji, Samadarshini say, they're revolutionary. Because one, like I said, we're not in the habit of viewing our thinking this way. And the second is, when you actually start applying it, there's this beautiful, I don't know how you want to call it, a circle where you start applying it and you start tapping into a more expanded place, which allows the intelligence to like guide you in a subtle way. And so you feel more creative, you feel like you're just being guided in like this perfect flowy way through your life. Well, so kids, because we have 3 sons, I wanted them to tap into this, you know? So the youngest one, our youngest son's been, but the 2 older ones haven't been yet. One can still come. He's 28. The other one's aged out. He's got to go to something else.
Okay. Have they been noticing your older kids? Have they been noticing a change in you? Have you heard any feedback or like comments from them or anything? Oh, Mum's changed.
I don't know. They don't really say that. And I think because since 1997 I've been doing courses, and do you know what I mean? I've been kind of working it for so long. It's so common for them. You know, having people over for different programs. We use our house. Or I'll have weekend events.
Okay, nice.
And so it's just like, this is just a way of life. Yeah.
How is it when you're in the States? You're sharing this wisdom, the teachings, the processes. How is that for you, and how is it for your fellow American friends?
Good question. Well, my American friends are mostly curious. Some of them are so tied up in their busy, chaotic lives, they don't have time to ask. But a gentle inquiry from me about how they're doing. They're so appreciative of me really listening to what they have to say. It's sometimes I can speak directly to somebody about what I'm doing, and sometimes it's just being myself and not really talking about the courses I'm doing, or do you know what I mean? It's just being present with somebody.
Yeah, they feel it.
Yeah.
And then they're like, huh, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's very fun. in ways I feel like we're working towards the same goal in a sense. We've experienced beautiful teachings, wisdom processes here, and through this show, I really feel great to spread this work. That it would be nice for people to hear, and it could lead to healing for people. And also, you're doing that in the States, so that's a similarity that we share. In using the meditations from O&O in your life, could you share the Hawaii story as an example of the Serene Mind?
Sure. Okay. Did I tell you about that?
Yeah.
Okay. I actually had two stories I thought of to share, and one of them was that one. Okay. So it was our youngest son's birthday, and he loves to surf, and we decided to go. He wanted to go to Pipeline and surf Pipeline. Now, that makes it sound like he's some great surfer, but the waves were, it wasn't like peak season.
Okay.
So anyway, he and a friend came with my husband and I. We were just going to go for like a quick 4 or 5 day trip. Well, we made all the plans. We rented a beautiful house on the beach. We flew from Los Angeles to Oahu. And when we landed, we had a little problem renting the car. It was like there wasn't a car available right when we were there. We had to wait. Well, we were really hungry while we were waiting. And by the time we got the car and got to the town that we were renting the house in, the supermarket was closed. All the restaurants were closed. And we were all hungry. And we were all a little agitated. As I say, it just wasn't perfect local conditions. We were tired from the journey. We were hungry. So the friend decides he's going to go take a shower, and my husband and my son and I are in this living room, and I'm on my phone. I'm just trying to like chill out, calm down. And my husband says to our son Eli, "Hey Eli, come check out this moon." And so as my son's going outside with my husband on the porch, I'm thinking to myself, why didn't he ask me? What's going on? Is he upset? Like, what is going? I became such a snit. You know, the mental chatter that, as Pritchard G says, the little bird just went off. And I was so agitated, and I was going, well, I don't need an invitation from him. I was clearly in a suffering state. I'm just going to go out and look at the moon too. And the stars. And so I go out on the porch, and my son is just sort of snuggling with my husband. They're standing up, but my son's leaning into my husband. It was just this great moment, right? And I'm looking up at the stars, not enjoying a thing. Still like, how come, I just had this verbal thing going on of how separated I felt and disconnected I felt from my husband and my son. And I'm gazing up at the moon and the stars, and I'm just still hearing that chatter, cannot enjoy the moment. And I'm so worked up, I can't get over it. And I go to bed like that. And now I tried to do Serene Mind, but I couldn't focus. And I tried to do Serene Mind more than once. I fell asleep, woke up the next morning, still feeling it, still feeling the tightness, the disconnection, but I was more rested. And I did the Serene Mind, and I did come out of it. Now, the Serene Mind is only a 3-minute meditation, and it's incredible. It's one of those. Snaps you out.
Yeah, I used it today.
You did?
Yeah, my brain was like very, very worked up.
Okay.
So for me, it was a quick run.
Okay.
And then some walking in nature, and then serene minding. Okay. And there, I felt that I could find that focus to do it, and it was beautiful.
Nice.
It's an amazing meditation, yeah. And it's so short, huh?
Oh, yeah.
It's just 3 minutes. Yeah. It's crazy.
It's awesome. And I tell you, I do it probably anywhere from 5 to 12 times a day. Like when I catch myself, which is, I'm sure there are more moments than that I could do it. It's just when I'm ready. You know what I mean? It's like local conditions are good, and I'm noticing, oh, a serene mind would be good right now because you're really not in a beautiful state. You're ruminating over something. It's habitual.
It's really great to. It sounds incredible, just building that practice up.
Yes.
And then just getting better and better.
Yeah.
And faster catching it. Yeah. Like a skill, huh?
It is. Yeah. It definitely is. You gotta work the muscle a little bit. And as soon as you feel a little results from that 3-minute meditation, you do it again. Because you're like, oh, that worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you've talked on the show, I'm sure you have, about Soul Sync.
Not yet. Not the like what it is or some of the benefits. Maybe just slightly, but please tell me. Do you use it?
I've done it every day for 2 years, and I do it right when I wake up. And I personally like to listen to Pritiji guide it, just because she's in a beautiful state, or she's in actually a higher state than a beautiful state when she guides it. So the tone of her voice is almost just like guiding me, leading me into that beautiful place. Sort of sets the tone for the day. And it's in 5 parts. And by the time you're in the 5th part, you're feeling so expanded. And she asks you to set an intention. So you kind of pick an intention. Whatever rises up. Such a sweet way to start the day.
Do you use that for spreading this work when you're bringing youth here or at home? Are the intentions? Yeah. What would you set the intentions around?
Well, it depends. Like, kind of really what's going on in your life. Sometimes, if I'm about to say make a presentation to a school about to introduce World Youth Changemaker, I'll set an intention that is received well. It touches people's hearts, sparks interest, and sparks a desire to know more about the program than what I say in 10 minutes, So that might be an intention, if that's what I'm going to do that day. Another intention might be like prayer for a family member, like setting the intention for the well-being of a family member. When I say prayer, what I mean is, say someone's having a problem. I actually have a nephew who's really struggling with addiction right now, alcohol addiction. And I will set an intention, and my intention will be just seeing him living his most happy life, visualizing it, and really enjoying that he's enjoying it. Like I'm living the moment. And just let it go from there. So it runs a gamut. Yeah.
It does feel for me sometimes like just magic, kind of flow just opens up. Things happen.
Yes.
And just moving to that connected state, it's like,
Yeah.
Messages start coming on my phone sometimes, like bing, bing. Oh, I've been waiting for this. Yeah. How have you changed internally? So you said, as you started your journey, to see all this self-centeredness inside of you, all these thoughts just all about me. Compare yourself to a few years back, before you started your journey. Do you see a difference in yourself if you were to look back?
Well, I have to tell you, when I first started looking, I was pretty shocked. In Pritiji and Krishnaji's book, The 4 Sacred Secrets, that just came out this last July, I was reading it when it first came out, and they said, I believe they say in one of the chapters, 80% of the time we're in a suffering state, this habitual self-centric thinking. And so I put the book down, and I started just watching my thoughts for I happened to be taking a bus from Portland, Maine to New York City. That was just the situation. And I wanted to take the bus because I wanted this quiet journey listening to the book on audio. And so I shut the book off, actually, because it was on audio. And I just sat there for like 20, 30 minutes just watching my thoughts. And I was like, oh my God. My thoughts are like 96% in suffering. They're not 80%. It was shocking. And then I was thinking of my thoughts earlier in the day. And I was like, I'm in a suffering state most of the time. Yeah. That's when it hit home. What a habit I'm in. And catching it is just pretty fun now. I mean, unless I've gone down this huge rabbit hole of negative emotions. And then if I have, I have to work a little harder to get out of it.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. But earlier you asked me a question and I didn't really answer it. You asked me, how do I, or what does it feel like or something to bring youth over here?
Yeah.
So when Krishnaji and Pritaji decided to create World Youth Changemakers, I was just over the moon about it. Because I was experiencing changes in my life. I wanted kids to experience it because I can't. I watch my kids' Instagram. I watch, and I'm hanging out with the kids as they're coming over to the house. I'm hearing what they have anxiety about, what they feel the expectation is for them as they grow older, and what success means. And I mean, it is so stressful, like crazy. Having to get a certain GPA to get in some university or college, or having to get some test score on SAT or ACT or whatever it is. It's just crazy anxiety. And I was watching our sons, their friends, and I was like, I got to help them get over here. And my husband agreed. So anyway, we've helped about maybe 45 kids come.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Over the couple of years.
For this group of 45 kids, how did they, because none of these 45 had done, any form of inner work, I'm guessing, before, for the most part.
I mean, I don't know, because I didn't, interview every one of them. But yeah, I mean, because you took the course.
Yeah.
Transformational, right?
Really, yeah.
Like crazy. Like from the day they walk in, everyone's sort of closed down.
Yeah.
They're so insecure. And then day 2, it's like they're reborn into just, they realize here that they can be themselves. They realize here they can just be their natural selves. And I think it takes longer for adults because we've got more film on us, more layers, more we're trying to, we've just been at that routine longer. And teens, they just started it when they were maybe they're 8 years or 10 years into it. Do you know what I mean? Instead of 40 years into it. So I feel like if they get it can happen in a week. That transformation can happen, and they get it, and they're, I don't know, at the end of the class, one of the faculty does a bullet point of all the things that you've the wisdom you've learned in the 6 days. And our youngest son, Eli, wrote those in a notebook, just the bullet points, took a picture of it, and it's still his screensaver 2 years later.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's great. I love as well that we get the soul sync. They teach us it. We can then do that and just bring it home with us.
Yeah.
Just use the audio.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things with technology now. With headphones, you can just surround yourself in this great practice.
That's true.
Just tune out anything that's happening around
Yeah.
and connect with the help of headphones that otherwise would be hard to do.
I agree. Yeah.
Nice.
It's really cool.
Yeah. Do you have any aha moment from your learning here at O&O? Was there any time during a course where you're like, huh?
Well, I was making the teachings way more complicated than they are. I was thinking, I was overthinking everything. And I think the two most important takeaways, say, in this last year or 2 years, has been, one, you have to say you want to live in a beautiful state. You have to say that's what you want. That you want a rich life, that you want an abundant life, that you want a connected life. You want good relationships. You want to feel healthy in your body. Those are all things I want. Okay, that's number one. You're going to want that. 2 is, it's just really paying attention to your state. What state are you in? And it's not about changing it or making, say you're sad. Or, no, say you're lonely. I'm lonely. And it's just watching, going in, taking those 3 deep breaths, taking a pause, going, what's going on? What are you thinking? And I'm so lonely because my husband's busy and he's not paying attention to me. My kids are busy and they're not paying attention to me. Well, what's my real goal here? My real goal is to have a happy, healthy family. By sitting there just ruminating over it's like a pity pot, I'm not doing anything constructive to help make my family healthier or happier. Oh, well, that's way more fun to spend time doing that. Like, maybe I'm going to make a good meal. And I love to go shopping for food and make a good meal. You see what I'm saying?
It's more connecting for us, and it supports the vision for others. Huh?
Yeah. I made that simple, like, about the meal, but it can be simple.
Yeah.
You know?
That's lovely.
Yeah.
CJ, thank you so much for coming and sharing your journey, sharing your experience on the show.
Yes.
It's been a pleasure, and it's been really nice. So thank you.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.